Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome. My name's Nori, coming to you live from the Digital Engineering server. This is modded Minecraft Valhelsia 3, and this is our mess. You kind of caught me in my kitchen. I was thinking about trying to make something for celebration of our community nights. But enough of that. We will do dinner stuff later on. Maybe some popcorn pizza. I don't know. Now I'm just pulling your leg because, none of that's actually going to happen. So, but, uh, it's been a pretty quiet week this week. Not too terribly much has been going on. We did get out to the wellness center last weekend. We did knock out the rest of our bridges. Knocked out the rest of our no, let's just go out to the wellness center because that's where we've been doing a lot of work at. I can tell you that Zoda has been on doing a bunch of work, and Kara has been on doing some work. We'll go check out their places momentarily. But for right now, we'll go to our Wellness and Success Center. Now, if you've been tuning in, we already know about our library, which still looks absolutely fantastic. Definitely a nice feel of a large room into the middle of nowhere. It's probably my favorite bit. Again, over here, our potion brewing shop. Looks like we just kind of picked up another world and set it down in place. Again, very nicely done. Looks great. Fully functional. Come in here, get all of the various potions that you would like. I'd say somebody's already been in here monkeying around with it and couldn't figure out how to get the potions back in there. That's all right. We'll just take... yeah, of course that's not going to be in range. Just take and throw that in there and call it a day. So all good, all nice. Our big XP pool, as it were. So none of this really has gone through too much changing. We did get the recycling center in. Those of you that were here last week, we were looking at it, putting the finishing touches on it. This room really came together well. Really just tickled to absolute death with this. And so, yeah, you can deposit your stuff to be converted and then collect your stuff on the other side. Looks like somebody's already been in here playing around with it. And left some stuff around. So, all of that works out well. Some of the new finishing touches to the place. So, we've wired up. So, all of the doors. It looked like I hit for a second. All the doors have their own button that ties into it, right? So you can raise and lower the doors on your own rights. But the other thing that we did is because each of the doors are on a separate button, we put a master switch here and with so this is a create controller. The interesting thing about this is that you can actually program each of those buttons to a different keystroke on your keyboard. So what we have done is we've set the directional pads. So this corresponds to your W, A, S, and D key on your keyboard if you're a keyboard driver. So if I hit the W, the forward, it's for the northern door. That door on the far side should open up. And we see it does. So A is our west door. Watch that guy go open. D is our east door. And finally, S is our southern door, because, of course, that walks you backwards. And so, as you can see, it opens up each of the doors. So we have some decorationing bits to do in here. Add some extra lighting to really brighten this area up so it's not quite so dark. So this is our fishing pier out here. I really think this came together well. But yeah, so you can sit here and fish to your heart's content in relative safety. And when you're done, you can just close it up behind you. Now, the other bits that we have, the north side. Is that really? Oh, yeah, it is. Excuse me, sir. You're not allowed here. So on the north side here, we have our bridge. And so one of the things that is on the schedule, on the plan, is to put in a train station, a train point, a train track here to our rail center, which is right up here. So it's a short little jaunt to the rail center. So that's on the schedule of things to do. We'll just knock out a quick rail line. That just looks so good coming through. Excuse me, sir. I can't stress enough how you're not supposed to be up here. But yeah, so that's the northern side. And so we have each of these bridges. I'll just close this up. Maybe get some more lighting. That's the thing that we're missing is some lighting. The southern route. Take a quick zip. It's faster than me just meandering. So this puts you on a lake, on a river edge. And then this river edge will take you. So you can follow it south and hit the main ocean. You can take the river to the east, hit another ocean, as well as it gets you over there towards the villager section, villager huts and whatnot. I think that's what that. Yeah, it's the villager system. Yeah, so that puts you in two places to get to two different oceans, so you can do a lot of water traveling from here. So that works out nicely. We have some boats left over from past visitors. This building is a Zoda design, I think. So this turned out really nicely. It just makes this place feel a little bit more completed. Now, there are remote buttons far away. These will activate the doors just as easily as the ones in the middle and the ones on the lecterns. Initially, we had planned on having these go up and down these bridges too, but due to some behaviors that we were expecting to have happen, since we see some of that behavior in some other. So we were expecting to be able to pull the whole bridge down below water, and unless we wanted to go through and actually dig out the trench for this, which I guess we could have. We just we opted not to. And so then this is, of course, the final bridge out here to the east. And to the east will take you to a desert area and overland access to the ocean / whatever above ground traveling you want to do in that general direction, or even back up that way if you wanted to. Again, there's the buttons here on the sides, which will open and close the doors. I did originally have all the doors wired to respond to the same signal, so you could open and close them all with the push of a button. But so it turns out that there is an actual range to the create signal. So if you were out there where the button is at the far end, this door in here would not. This door on the far side would not catch the signal, and so there gets to be there was a desync that was occurring, and so you could come in here, close all the doors, but then open that door back there. And it worked the same for out the northern door as well as the southern door, did the same behavior. So you could get to a state where eventually all your doors would just be completely desynced, and getting them to close would be, you'd have to go downstairs and go behind the next to each of the various doors and hit a button. And so once we got to that point, it's like, okay, just set them up on a separate button. And so that's what we did. All in all, we are thoroughly ecstatic with how this room has turned out. We did move, obviously, because this used to be the elevator down here. I didn't move the elevator. It should be right here now. Yep. So we can still get back down here to get in and do some more work. Not that it's been a terribly big issue that we need to come down here anytime soon. This turned out to be a fantastic stone generator. All that stone that's in there now was done in the course of a 4-hour period of time when we were building out here. Just insane how fast that was. And then, of course, our essence generator is working like a champ. So there's a little over a half a tank now. And then another 43,000. No. 43 million millibuckets. Yeah, 43,000 buckets of experience in this big tank. And then, of course, there's a million buckets. Roughly inside the Supreme Black Hole tank. So, you know, not too terribly bad. Our mob generators are doing their thing. So that's very nice. We can, of course, turn on the witch and the book generator, but there's not really a whole lot of need for any of that right now. Everything's pretty stocked up on the system. So too terribly much, but I think we're now close enough that between I think we've decided that this is sans a little bit of decoration, put some lights in here or whatnot, which we can come throw those in at any point in time, or just leave them a little dark. We've got some mega torches around here, so it's not like there's anything going to spawn inside here. It would still be a safe place. We just need to bring in some stuff. I think we called it the Wellness and Success Center. I think we may end up moving the world spawn to this structure. And then that way people can get a good send-off on the right foot from here. And then the Welcome Center, it's still going to be the Welcome Center, but maybe we turned it into a different kind of hub. I don't know. Don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that's here. Pop back over to the lab. I have, if you can't already see, a new door I put in. That's terrible. It should say complicated clockworks. So I decided I needed a room to just do create builds. So majority of the stuff that is going in here are purely create contraptions to do create things. Now, yes, I've got some botany in here that's just to actually help grow the wheat on these 2 decks. So I'm thinking I may break this out into 3 or 4 decks. I'm not really certain at this point. And so what this is doing is this is producing seed oil. And so the seed oil fills the tank. Which we need a lot of seed oil. Because ultimately the plan is to be able to take the seeds from this wheat farm. And like I said, it may take 2 or 3 more wheat farms in order to produce enough wheat. That will keep these filling or be able to create a positive. I want to be able to turn it on and still be able to generate more fuel than what the whole system is using. But right now we're using a standard furnace burner. Ultimately, I want to be able to swap in this crude burner for that and use the seed oil that we're generating to power the entire system. So that's what these pipes are here. They're actually just sitting here waiting to go back in place. Because I had this plugged in at one point, but what I found was that I went through all of this oil really quick because this farm was not generating, and I only had one slice of the farm. I bumped it to 2, but it doesn't look like the second slice is actually generating any extra, so I may have to go with like 3 or 4. I determined that I need to be making, like, every time this goes around, it has to give me 3 seeds. And so as long as I can get to a point where I'm getting 3 seeds every time that thing spins around, then I can be making as much, a little bit more oil than what the system actually, what that furnace will actually burn to run. So there you go. That's the rough back of the napkin math. Now I may also, I'm thinking I'm going to probably extend this by 2 blocks and put in 2 more of these press making seed oil, so that we can then take the seed, and rather than having that guy hit 3 times, we can actually split the seed and then have 3 of them hit 1 time and then wait for the next round of seeds to come through. But that's just me being me. It's not really necessary. I could, I suppose, if I really wanted to, hook up a system to bring in seeds out of the storage system, since, you know, in the floor here I do have access to my mass storage. Just decided I really wanted this to be an enclosed system down here. And so underneath the floor, 1 block underneath the floor, I'm running belts and all the other power feeds off in this back one. Now, if I need to make more furnace engines in order to power it, then the idea is I would push this wall south, or at least open it up so that I can continue to add more crude burners. But I need to, before I can do that, I have to get to a point where I'm not using all the stress units right now, because I'm just not burning enough. And 2, then once I get to that point where I need more stress units, I also need to make certain that I'm generating enough seeds in order to keep up with the demand. Now, I could put power in here and bring in like the immersive engineering cloches, which would make this a little smaller of a design, because then we could just take the seeds and the wheat, but I'm not certain how much seeds get generated from that. I think it's just purely wheat, at which point then it's a waste of time. Could be wrong. I would have to double check. But we could put some cloches down in here, and that definitely would create a high volume of, let's assume that it does create the seeds, and it would definitely create a high volume of seeds that way. But I think that kind of defeats the purpose of trying to run this all with create. I want to get to so that's one of the things that this room is supposed to help do, is make certain I've got a full understanding of what it takes to run large create machines and power usage and that sort of thing. So it's a study for me. That's pretty much all this really is. There's no extra benefit behind doing this. In fact, none of the stuff down here. I may hook up into the refined storage system just for crafting purposes. So like these 2 machines, these are actually 2 separate machines. This one is designed to make these guys polished rose quartz. And to make polished rose quartz, let's grab some netherite. So I'll grab 2 of that. We also need some redstone. we'll need 16. Yeah. Because for every one of those, because this is supposed to fill up a whole 9x9 grid. So there you go. So we should be able to take all of this, and the idea being is that I want to be able to just throw it in here. So this is where we could bring in the we could put a crafter in here and point the crafter at this hopper, and as you can see, it will produce the actually make our polished rose quartz. So the basin and the mixing bowl will make our polished rose, and then we've got this is just a sandpaper with indestructible on it. I guess you could use multiple different sandpapers if you wanted to, or just feed in a sandpaper making machine on top of it. But since we have access to that Forbidden Arcanus, I think, or whatever that mod in here is, it gives you indestructible, so yeah, take advantage of it. This other machine here is all about making precision mechanisms. So this requires, in the latest bit, a sequence crafting. Now this one's fun, in that we can get ourselves a piece of gold. I can type correctly. Gold, not G7. Do we have any gold? We do not. Craft ourselves some gold. Oh god, I was like, am I not close enough? So that's the other thing, is we are actually far enough down here that some of our other machines are unloaded. I could do some chunk loaders to fix that. I don't think I really want to. I may have to if I want to add this workshop in with the refined storage for auto crafting. Anyways, so we're going to take 2 of our gold ingots, which will get pressed down to this flat sheet, and then go through the sequence crafter and get processed. And then what this hand will do is the hand will wait for it to get to the end. It'll pick it up and go, oh yeah, that needs to go back through the system again. And so it will stuff this through the system a couple, 2-3 times. It's a handy little thing. But so to make these things, this has to actually go through 5 different times. Now you could sit here and do this yourself, in which case you would have to feed the deployers, and that's just painful. Or you can, in fact, just feed it this way. So what I've got is a brass funnel down here for it to put things in. Well, that's interesting. So that can happen where it just it crafts it, but it fails the crafting. So in this particular, it has like it could be almost anything when it fails that crafting. That's the first time I've seen it actually give me back the flat and gold. So having the system just pick it back up and throw it back into the cycle again was actually pretty good. I was happy for that. It worked out well. So, yes, I'm sitting here watching this and babysitting it because if it screws it up again and turns it into something that the system won't handle, I'm going to have to pick it up, because otherwise, that's the thing. I don't have a way to catch the failures just yet. So the fact that it gave us a failure it could use again was just purely coincidence and luck. But yeah, I need to put a way to put the stuff that can't go in there and can't go back on the belt into, so that we can feed that back into the system. Which is another one of those things where I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to program that into Refine, because you could end up with an ask for a recipe that never completes because this fails midway through. So that's a problem. This is some of the building material, of course. This create box, and then stuff to use for it. But so I've got 2 systems in place. I'm working on the third one. I think I'm going to put a clock on this wall here. Big create clock, just so that, you know, we can watch the time cycle from inside this room if we really wanted to. And I want to be able to get to a point where I can remove this furnace and get it powered with something else. The seed oil, in this case. So it's kind of the reason why I've got my engineering goggles on my head, is because that I've been goofing off with this stuff. Let's swap that out though, because now we are going to go visit some of the other members around the server. I'd like to say there was a whole lot of busy activity, but not really as far as on my side. I've been playing around downstairs in that room, and that's been about the big things that I've been doing workshop-wise. So let's go say hi to Kara's colony. I know she's been really just knocking it out of the park, busy out here. See, she's got stuff going on. So more of her builds are coming into play. A lot more of her streets are starting to really line up. I don't know if she's doing some of this by hand or if she's just lining it up well. Not really certain how she's going about doing this, but it is looking phenomenally well. And I haven't seen or heard too much about people just, you know, walking off to their deaths. So there is that. It looks like she's got a couple more builds coming in. Now, we were talking a couple days ago, and so you can see she's got these barracks towers in here. I will make a note, anybody working on the jungle that does the barracks, keep in mind that you may actually have to talk to somebody to get these barracks towers, because for whatever reason, the barracks towers for the jungle build does not include those barrack tower when the build gets built in here. It's almost like they forgot to put it in place. And if you're playing Valhelsia 3, there's no recipe for creating the barracks tower. So yeah, you're gonna have to get somebody to your server admin to give them to you. It's a little bit of a pain, but it is what it is. It's kind of one of those things you stumble across. I have no idea what this is even supposed to be. Oh, it's a graveyard. Okay. Don't come out here enough, I suppose. But yeah, her little jungle area is just, it's huge. It just keeps, it gets bigger and bigger. I think she is trying to compete with Bazinga and Astria for largest colony on the server. I think I don't honestly, I don't know if that's even a thought process for her, but as you can see, it's a fairly large area that she's occupying. Compared to, let's look down. Bazinga and Astria are somewhere. There they are. So they're all the way down here. So yeah, fairly close size-wise. Really fairly close. I'll have to count it out and see. But it's a pretty close second place. If it's not coming in direct competition, it's a fairly close second place. I'm not even trying to compete. My little colony is as big as it's ever going to get, and I'm happy with it. So there you go. So we'll go from here. Back over to my place. I can tell you that Shale hasn't done too much over here at her place at all. So we could go take a look again, just as a way to look in at some of the work that she had done while she was here. Her colony's still working right away. So getting messages. I remember when it was just this building right here and there was nothing over here. So still fairly large build. And again, a lot of this is just what you can see on the outside. It has no mix to what is actually going on underneath of it. Let's see if we can find our way down here, because I still get lost. All the guys on the railroad tracks. That's what you do. There we go. So yeah, her colony still is spread out down here underneath. The little stalactites over top is a nice touch. So wow, looks like she just finished up a building. Ah. That's the tree farm I put in for her. This building is still under construction. Looks like her people have killed a beetle. Still find it interesting that all of her people run around in netherite gear. But I can tell you what, there's not anything that can show up over here and expect to survive. That is a definite. Britannia setup. Still a nice Britannia system she's got going on for generating her mana. Just fill it with trees and watch it go. Alright, so back to the lab we go. Alright, so that's Shale's place. Bazinga Astria, Katoa. Yeah, let's go say hi to Bazinga Astria. They've done an awful lot of work over here. Absolutely just gorgeous place. So I'm not certain what all, if they've been working on too terribly much, but it's a nice, lovely, nice build. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So it looks like they've had some lightning strikes over here in the pig area. That's pretty funny. It's definitely not ideal, but it's pretty funny. Yeah. Bebop. That's cute. you know, a nice, lovely place. It's definitely colorful. I think it's the word I'm looking for this. It's very colorful. Uh, I was talking with Bazinga about it, and Bazinga is very much of the opinion that he likes certain houses, but not all of the houses from the same build, and so he likes to mix and match and spread around the different types of build. And while that's an absolute wow, is that are you really enchanted? Come here.
I'll take care of it.
Yep, really enchanted. Okay. Alrighty then. Uh, I think somewhere over here. Ah, there it is. I think somewhere over here is a way down. I know this because he's got a couple of these cartographer guys. Now these came out of the blue sky area. So he swiped some blue sky people and brought them back this way. And of course over into their main underground base. So this is, yeah. They have teleporters that run every which way from Sunday. And I think next community night, next week, we will go around to each of everybody's base, and we will put ourselves in spectator mode and take a gander at what all everybody's got going on under the. What is this? Oh, or something to do with this enchanting stuff. Yeah, I think we'll just go down and we'll go in spectator mode and we'll have a look see at what all is going on underneath the. Now I thought somewhere over here he's got a. I guess not. He used to have a teleporter right there. That's all right. I think this is Yep, Astrius. I'll get us out of there. Absolutely lovely. Astra really likes her trees. There's a teleporter. Go back to somewhere where I know where everything's at. So that would be Bazinga and Astria's place. This, I believe. Oh yeah, that's Astria's teleporter. Over here, this is. Oh, that's Soda's. The light blue is Little Chris. And this would be Iron Smack and Bazooka's place. So we'll pop in over here. I want to say I haven't seen them on as of recently, so I don't think too much has changed over here, unfortunately. I do know that they had been putting, last time I did see them all on, they were putting in bridges, built a house. I think this is pretty much the same as it was last time on Community Night. Me and Zoda were talking about the fact that, unlike everybody else, they put a landing platform in. You come flying in. I honestly just never even thought about it or considered it. But yeah, it looks like they just put bridges in. Can't see too much of anything else that has occurred. Yeah, no. But there you go. That's what they've been doing. Looks great. Love to see more, but we'll have to wait and see what they do. Now there is one. Oh yes, there is one that I haven't taken us to in a very long time. And I saw them on this week. And that would be Musique and Kilia's place. I don't... Oops. I thought I hit cherry on top, not cherry caves. So I don't know if they've done anything. Oh, yep, there's been some work done out here. Wow, that looks good. Yeah, so the roof lining and everything here is all new. I'll have to let them know, and all of this is new. I don't know what she's got going on here, but this is all new. Absolutely no clue what she's doing. But yeah, it looks like he definitely finished up, put a roof on the place. Such a good build.
It's looking awesome.
It does. It's hey Zoda, welcome to community night. So it looks like they finally put a roof on this thing.
Wow.
Like really
That's
just
so awesome.
finished like hanging that right on out. It is.
That's all hand designed. They didn't. I don't think they followed a pattern or anything like that.
No, this is.
I think they picked that out and built it out themselves.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep. This is all Kilia's work. Oh, it looks like they. Well, I guess no, it's done on purpose like that. Absolutely just gorgeous. I like the use of color and texture in here. It really makes the place
Pop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart. Super smart.
It's just really pretty to look at. Yeah, all of this is because they all of this is new. I saw them on earlier this week, so I figured they may have gotten out here. That's new.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I still like the panel work that they did here. Though Keelia did tell me that he got all of those he found online on how to do that. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Trying to do a pattern off of the banner using the loom. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, so apparently there's he put a link in our Discord about how to do this work and make it look exactly like this. I'm just flabbergasted over it that somebody took time to figure out to do that because it looks really cool.
So. Yeah. And that, what is that? It's 10 banners altogether.
Yeah, 10 banners.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. That's actually fairly easy to come by. So, just absolutely gorgeous.
Speaking about community night, it's all about expanding the community and enjoying the community collaborations and works. I may be getting a new person added to the community.
Oh, cool! Bring them on in.
Yeah. They'll be starting from scratch, but I'm not sure if they want to start from scratch. But we'll see.
Well, that it's not like we don't have ways to help move people along. They don't have to start from scratch.
Absolutely.
Especially coming in.
I'm not done.
Well, oh, hey, here. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it yet or not. Gotta make certain I remember put their. I don't have Keelia and Mizuke's teleporter in my portal room. I need to correct that. We were on our way over to your place, but I'm going to take a side trip since you're here. So, remember we had the room, right? The complicated clockworks.
Oh, yes.
So we've started adding more machines. So I've got a machine here, right?
Look at this. This is beautiful.
So this guy makes...
Oh, look at that. You got the deployers and everything? Oh, nice.
So
I see you.
If you hadn't seen this, all right, this is just fun to watch.
That's exactly how it's supposed to be set up instead of me changing it block per block, huh?
Well, it's one way, right? So there's just amber. It comes down, right?
Oh yeah.
And so this is where it gets fun.
Now does it change direction?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it finishes up right here, huh? Oh, nice. Okay.
I thought you'd like that.
Okay. Very nice.
So that, that little arm just kind of comes in there and picks it up when it gets done and sticks it back at the beginning so it can continue on. And then
when it's complete, does it put it in the chute there?
Yeah. Watch. I think this is like the last pass it's got to make, so long as it builds it correctly. So that's the only problem with this that I don't like. Is it's not 100% guaranteed on the finished product.
Yeah.
So it makes hooking it up to like the refined storage automation so that you can just program a recipe. But yeah, there it goes. You see, it just ducks it right on in there.
Very nice.
So I like this. This works nicely, but there's like a 16% chance or some percentage chance number that this process will fail. And so now I have to put in a place for the failed stuff, the reject stuff to go to. And because of that, it makes it really hard to do automated with refined, because refined expects 100% completion. So if you needed this for a recipe you programmed in, like the rotational speed controllers, and you asked Refine to make you one, and it came through here and kicked this up because it didn't have any, it would only push one recipe through here. That is, it would only stick one gold bar in there. If it failed, it won't start over again. And so now your whole thing is just stuck. You don't ever know if it finishes. If you're like me, you just kind of tell it to go make something and then go off to go do something else. You'll never know. You'll come back and be like, wait, it's not done. Why didn't it finish?
That's not too bad though, because how many times do you need that, right? So it's, granted, it's always the dream to get a stack of them, but I get it. I get it.
Well, it's not just get a stack of them. It's more of I would like. So that's one of the things that I've been trying to figure out is, and so there's a couple of things that I can do to actually make this 100%. And number one would be, instead of having refine control this to an extent, we could actually put in a redstone signal down here that says, hey, I need to make this, and we kick a redstone signal out. Go away. And so that would be one way, because then if it fails to make it correctly, then we can always tell the system to automatically repeat and do it again. Because there is Crate has an item. It's called a watcher or whatever. It'll actually watch for the correct item to come through, and if it sees it, then they can send back hey, I made it, and then we would know to stop processing that recipe at that point. So there are some ways, but I don't know how really interested I am in like setting this up 100%, because how many times are you going to need that? I probably have way more precision mechanisms than I'll ever use just with the 13 right there. So, the other thing we did teach it how to do is make polished quartz.
Oh, I see it. Very nice.
So, you just throw your redstone and quartz in here, and it's just fun to watch.
How does the sandpaper work out in that? Is that in the mixer itself?
No. Right. So if we throw this in here, all that gets dumped in. Mixer comes down, mixes it, and then if you watch the deployer, you see it pops it down. Deployer comes down. The whole thing gets carted away. So that one's actually probably simpler than the precision machine. The other contraption we have running down here is actually what I plan on using for the permanent fuel system for the whole base, for the whole room. And that is seed oil. So I think I may have to put in a couple more slices of this wheat crop ring. I have figured it out that my burn ratio right now for just the one crude burner is 3 seeds every rotation of the harvester. So I need to get to a point where I have enough of these rings that every time it goes around, it produces 3 seeds. So I put some agrocarnations in here to try and help speed that up. It helps a little, but not enough. So I think I actually need to go up with a few more rings.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Weed's a slow grower, unfortunately. But yeah, I
Yeah.
get you.
So I think I have to go up like another couple more. Well, so I chose wheat because wheat has this nice effect of turning into hay bales. And so you can use hay bales for a number of like redstone projects and whatnot, like for targeting target blocks.
Mm.
So this actually has several functional uses. I guess I could have used like beetroot, but what do you do with the extra beetroot? And it doesn't compact nicely like the wheat does. So that was my solution for that. I would like to have used potatoes, but potatoes don't make seed oil. It has to be seed. So now, the nice thing is when this thing does deliver seeds, it's dropping 3 off. It's just not doing 3 every rotation.
Yeah.
But that's what I figure I need to actually keep to at least keep up with the burn rate of the crude burner. So the crude burner does 100 millibuckets per, I think, every 2 ticks or something like that. It's basically one rotation. It'll burn 100 millibuckets. So that's what I'm just trying to get to a point where I can at least keep up. Every seed is worth 80 millibuckets, and so 3 seeds is actually slightly ahead. But it would allow me to do maybe a second or even a third crude burner if I needed more rotational force to power this room.
Sounds not too bad. You'll look that up pretty fast. You got a lot of extra room there. Any big plans for the other space and
So
possibly upwards too?
So this wall, actually, I'm going to put a giant clock to monitor daylight time, just because why not?
Is it going to be a 24-hour clock?
Well, so there is a Clockwork Bearing, which basically just does a clock cycle, and my plan was to just run a bunch of gears and belts, and just build a really complicated looking contraption that runs on the wall that has absolutely no purpose other than to spin the cycle of the clock bearing. And so the clock bearing will will keep in time with Minecraft Day.
Ah, there you go.
So yeah, this wall is going to be a big clock, and then there are a couple of other create blocks that you could make. So like I want to be able to make blaze cakes. I have no need for blaze cakes, right? But I think it would be good to be able to have the system actually be able to take the items necessary: sugar, egg, cinderflower. We can put a chicken farm down here. That's easy. Make the blaze cake base and then run that over to a lava spout and make blaze cakes. And we can should be able to make lava. Yeah. So this is literally a self-contained system, because then all you need is a cobblestone generator that sits over top of a mixer that's over top of a superheated guy making blaze cakes, and you'll actually make more lava and blaze cakes than you'll actually use to make the stuff.
Yeah, it's a treat for your blaze burners.
Yep. And so I think I'm going to put one of those in over on one side of these rooms. So we have that. So that's one of those things. There's not not difficult to make, but it's nicer when you don't have to worry about it. And then I don't know after that. Honeyed apples, but I can't think of a reason why. But there's so like there's like the cuckoo clock. You can put one of those up there. But there is a where's it at? A bearing in here. Yeah, clockwork bearing. So if we look at this guy, it's attaches the front. Will be rotated according to the hour a day. So it literally just keeps track of the time. So it would just run around in circles, and so we can create our own like little hour hand, and then I can decorate the clock face with whatever we want to put up there. I don't know. That's some of the far end goals of this room. I think the other things is to look into what all other bips and bobs that are in here that need to be made, that are made via a sequence crafting, which I don't think there's too many more other than those few items. So maybe we'll put in some of this accumulator stuff. I don't know. Yes, there's still more gadgetry that's going to go in here, but predominantly this is all just about putting create in place.
Well, I'm excited to see the end product.
I just like watching all the whirling gadgets. I think it's just cool. I'll be honest with you. I like create. Create, I think, makes a really interesting base building mod pack, just because. And I think it actually fits in if you're trying to do like a more like enhanced vanilla, I think you could put create in an enhanced vanilla world and not break anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It fits very nicely into that theme, as it were. Oh yes, your place was next on the list. And you're here. Anything you want to talk us through, or just...
No, have at it.
Have at it. All right. Well, I know since earlier you had been upgrading your walls here in your Astral Sorcery. I still like these whites. This looks good. Art shooter. Oh. Wow. So this still looks really good. I don't know. I don't know that I would go too crazy on some of these other walls. I think the half aspects in here kind of work really well. Personal opinion. This place looks good. Your lens is firing in the wrong direction.
Which lens?
Your purple crystal lens right here. It's firing off into your wall.
Oh, that's a spectral lens. It shoots through the wall.
Oh, I see. You're shooting at the ritual.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, because you're passing the starlight energy over to your ritual.
Good catch. I wanted to peek into some of the glass, the different lens glass, and there's a lot of different glasses out there that offer some pretty neat stuff, and so that spectral lens is something I wanted to check out.
Yeah, I'd never used that one. Oh, yeah, that drives me nuts every time I see it. You don't put blocks in these corners, it dips down like there's not actually
It dips down, yeah.
liquid there, and I'm like, that's not. But you know, you've got the containment chalice there. If those were empty, then the containment chalice should also be empty. Oh, got your wings now, huh? I like the train tracks.
Yeah, do you like that style? I think I'm going to lock this in and use this. Now I still got some bottom build to do to add some support structure leading up to him.
Yep.
But I think this is what I was planning on for my train track. This is it right
Yeah.
here.
I think that looks good.
Oh dang, that's fast.
Oh yeah. I forget because
Okay.
I don't use my
All right.
alt. So you got to keep in mind that that thing there's a time limit on creative flight with that.
Yeah, but I got the other.
So if you're,
I got my mantle.
I understand you got your mantle on, but if you're wearing your mantle and the tiara takes precedence,
Ugh.
and so it will kick you out of the sky.
Well, this is stupid.
Hey, I used the tiara for a while there until I got my mecha suit. Until I got my not just my mecha suit, but my gravitational controller, so I could create a mode flight. And for builds where I was floating around in the air, yeah, I absolutely went back to my my mantle in order to fly around, so I could do that instead. But yeah, I like the I do. I think this looks good. Um, Interested to see where you take from here. It's
Me too.
a good wood build, and it works out well right for like right here where it runs right into the ground.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna look really good underground when I get to that point. It
Hmm.
should work. It should mix well with the underground scene.
Yep. So that'll be interesting to see that. I know I have seen you very busy in your colony on the inside. I've seen a lot of those updates.
Yeah, have a look.
I'm going. Nobody at the front doors? Okay. Construction tape. Ugh.
It's everywhere. It is everywhere.
Yeah. Now, yeah, you definitely. Wow, you've been. All right. I forget. I'm at Zoda's place. Turn on your night vision. The man does not believe in torches at all. Conversely, you go
Wow.
to Bazinga's place and it's torch spam everywhere.
You're not wrong.
I find it interesting because, like, Shale likes to use the ferro lamps are everywhere. So you'll see ferro lamps all over her place. Different people have different ways of solving their lighting issues.
As soon as I got night vision, that was the very first thing I shot for was night vision. As soon as I got that, I knew right then and there it was not needed. Torches no longer needed.
Um, well, so long as you can keep the mobs from spawning.
Right.
Oh yes, this is your stone graveyard. It actually looks really well down here.
Even better, level 5 of that stone graveyard uses in-stone, and it will match with the cave design
Nice.
when it's all said and done. Yeah, but right now it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it matches with the interior down here very nicely. Looks very very good. This would be a school. The oh, have you got your university up yet?
I sure do.
Uh, I think that
It's right next to the town hall.
oh, of course it is. Now I like the too wide gap here. This feels more undergroundish because of how close by everything is.
Close. Yeah, it could be really claustrophobic though at times.
But I think but I think that works really well for a cave build. Tree farm works out well, doesn't it?
Oh, that tree farm is one of my absolute favorites. Actually,
It's
I'm
not
only
much.
doing birch. Yeah, it's only 3 blocks, but that's all you really need for mine colonies. I'm telling you, because they'll just keep farming and farming. I don't even know how many stacks I have in my warehouse now. Well, 4 blocks. I'm really happy with this is because it's small,
Furniture
compact.
farm.
You're still able to grow the trees underground and right off next to the farms and the fisher on the side there. I think I've done that placement just right.
Yeah, that
And
works
I'm only
well.
doing birch because the other trees, other woods, I already have a automatic system for.
Yes, your create tree farm. That's
Right, right. Except for one of them, and that would be the desert or the savanna tree. What is that? The
acacia.
yeah, acacia. That's the one.
And then this takes us over into the room of
Oh,
wonders.
already found your way. Already found your way over,
Well, I've got a fairly good notion as to where I'm standing at
huh?
with regards to certain relations. I was talking to the community about the fact that I think next week on community night we will go around and visit everybody's place and actually go in spectator mode as we look around, because a lot of the things that people have going on at their places are like yours right here, right, where there is an awful lot going on, but you can't see it because it's hidden nice and neatly. And so going into spectator mode, it gives you a grander view as to the work that's been going on. Almost my entire base is underground. It's all just tucked up nice and neatly under the mountain there. This room is under a mountain. Your whole
This
colony is under a
this
mountain.
whole room and colony is under a mountain. Yeah.
So it's actually really interesting to go spectator mode and then stick your head into the world and then look in as to what's going on.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I give people something interesting to look at next week. But yeah, oh, you left yourself some villagers floating around. Red
Oh, did I?
merchants.
My bad.
But this room looks really good.
I've got mobs all set up in most of them. I need to go through and put some signage up and rearrange them how I want them. And on the other side, there on that backside where you're at, on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
thinking about adding a couple more rooms over here. I'm going to be, boss. I also want to do some what was that? The stars. So yeah, I've got a couple more rooms to move
Oh
on.
yeah, the wither boss.
Yeah, the weather boss. So yeah, those will be fun to build out on this side, and I got plenty of space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Plenty of space to work with. Heck, I might just open that up. This is beautiful. Yeah, but yeah, I'll do something. I'll do something fun here, and build more, build more.
A little more.
Yeah, take a look at this. Holy cow! This is
Oh yes, this is
my service corridor.
your wiring.
This is how I wired it all. And crashed the server. Oh my goodness.
Well, if anybody is curious, apparently a kangaroo on a leash will crash the server, or will actually crash the chunk. Doesn't actually crash the server, crashes the chunk.
Just a chunk. It'll kick you out at the chunk.
The other thing that does actually crash the server, because this one was crashing the server here.
Also kicks you out at the chunk.
Yes. As long as you don't go into a chunk, then it doesn't crash the server. But putting down refined cables using a build tool, absolutely just make a mess. I would almost go so far as to say I don't know that I would put down any cabling using a build tool, just because when tool, when you select the block you want the build tool to copy and use, it picks up. It looks like it picks up everything about the block, which includes its NBT tags, which is how Minecraft knows what's going on with that block. And so, if you pick up a block like this cable here, where it thinks it's attached to a refined storage, and then you lay it down, it thinks it's still attached to the refined storage, and then never makes the connection that actually connects it to the refined storage, throws an error, and yeah, you end up in a really ugly state. We learned that one the hard way. It's pretty fun.
There, I created your little gap over on the other end there.
Are we coming all the way through?
Turn around 90 degrees or 180. There you go. Head that way. Back in the service quarter.
Oh.
Where the pipes are. Yeah, sorry, I've been closing this up. I mean, break the block or something.
Well, so I mean,
get out of there. It's fine.
Once you get it settled in place, then there's not really a need for anybody to come back in here too much. I mean, you only come over here if you need to work on something.
This is true.
So it's awfully nice of you to give us a back end view into the workings of the mind of Zoda. But it's your magic behind the scenes.
Oh, magic.
Yeah. So
isn't it magical?
I like the design of the room.
Fun. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. I've woken up early before work and stayed up late, a little maybe too late. Working on it. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Wow. You got an awful lot of substrate.
Yeah, it's one of my byproducts, and I have yet to utilize it. And I probably have everything I need to start making that mech suit.
Yeah, I would imagine you probably are at a state where you could. It's just a matter of making the nuclear reactor and making polonium. Lots and lots of polonium. But I had no idea what you were planning on when you were talking about these walls of everything. That's the second building we've seen go up successfully this tonight.
Oh yeah, when you helped me first clear out this giant hole.
Yeah, we were down here and drilling out this area.
I had a plan. I had it planned way before then. This is what I imagined. I wanted a big open room. This is a big open room. And why I like big open rooms is because if I want to throw down something quick to do a test build, I can do it right here in the middle of my room. I got the space for it.
Yeah.
And I do it. I built my railroad right here, actually, and I copied and pasted it.
You and that copy paste tool, that's going to get somebody else in trouble. And of course, you got your own crate room over here. Yeah, I almost thought about doing something like this for my my weed growers. I just wasn't certain exactly how much seed production I was going to get out of that. I don't know.
I'm not be collecting anymore.
No, I can. Yeah, you've got the nori special. Throw it away in the lava pit.
You got it.
So. But yeah. that's been our community night, though. I mean, everything's looking fantastic. I think the Wellness and Success Center is something we can truly call a Wellness and Success Center. We was talking about the fact that we have those wings there. They're a little on the dark side. We could add some lighting to them. But, we'll get around to that. But for the most part, I think we've decided to take that one as a completed project at this point. Sans the oddball decorations that people can help contribute to. Functionally, the place is done, and I think we may end up moving. I think the game plan was to move the world spawn to the Wellness and Success Center. Give everybody the best opportunity when they started out. But then that leaves the question of what do we do with the old Welcome Center, and maybe we leave it right where it's at for historical purposes. Still a hub of sorts. Kara's place is looking really good. First stuff was coming up. I did advise everybody who may be watching this now or in the future, if you're doing the jungle build and you're doing the barracks in the jungle build, to, especially on Valhelsia 3, there is no barrack tower recipe, so do make certain that you get those from somebody. You'll actually have to have the admin server pull that one out for you.
I've done a lot of mine colonies, and that's the first time I've ever seen that issue.
That is the first time I've ever seen that issue. I suspect it has to do with probably a recent update to like the recipe. Maybe they were updating the recipe or rebuilding the recipe, or maybe it's still the original recipe and it was never put in during the stage builds. Not really certain why it's missing on that one. It is. And I've gone and looked at some other mine colony builds, and it's not missing in some of the other ones. Now, those are older ones versus newer, so I don't know if there was a change to the pattern at some point or what was done. But yeah, they're definitely missing.
I mean, I love mine colonies. They've definitely done a great job with their mod. I'm on my 4th style of barracks, building from 1 to 5, and every barrack I've built so far, in survival, I've always run into an issue with it.
Yeah, barracks are an interesting breed all on their own. I went to go try to jump over your elevators and got picked up by them instead. I have found Zoda's secret power station. Let's take it down.
Knock it down. I don't even know if that's even my main source of power anymore.
I'm not certain what your main source of power is at this point. I don't know that I ever figured out what your main source of power is.
Oh, keep going down.
Yeah, there's the lava field down here.
Keep going down.
That's it.
Oh, but that's not it.
Oh, there it goes. Got one more space in here.
That's my bedrock access.
Well, I know you're not below the world, so that's...
Yeah, that's for I use that for flux.
You do know that you can put a flux. If you make a flux stone, you can put it down, and you can use the flux stone and obsidian to make flux, so you don't have to go down bedrock, right?
I do now. I do know now.
That's how I do my flux.
I do have an elevator to bedrock right here.
Yes, you do have an elevator to bedrock right here. That's how I do my flux over at my base. I actually have a flux block that just sits there, and I pull it out, set it down, and throw 4 or 5 stacks of redstone on top of it, and then click the obsidian block under it. turns the obsidian block into stone, converts all of the redstone to flux dust, and then you can just pick up the flux stone like you would a piece of stone. Just pops right out of the ground. So.
So you're saying it's a new expensive design block? Okay.
Oh yeah, very expensive design block. But one you could use. And it would be functional. Yeah, I'm sitting here reaching for my own wireless crafting grid. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can't do that. But yeah, and it picks up just as easy as you would anything else.
It's got that charcoal black look. It's kind of nice.
Yep. Like, new block, new thing to play with. I gotta go check it out. But yeah, you can put your redstone on top of that and then drop the obsidian down on top of it and make you flux dust that way. And you don't have to go downstairs to the bedrock for it. I still love this. This I thought was a nice touch down here. Was the ant colony.
The ant colony? Yeah. They don't really colonize that well. They're not...
Well, what I thought was interesting is that they're not actually like getting rid of the tree leaves. I thought they were, but
They definitely are.
are they? I'll have to go
Slowly.
back and check.
Very slowly. Yeah, fly up to my level here. Yeah, you see that big hole there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to refill that up.
Oh, so they did actually eat the leaves out of there, huh?
Yeah, and in fact, I think they're converting some of these dirts because I didn't put some of these ant hills in there.
Oh, I see.
Um,
So what you're saying is it's a thriving colony there.
you know what? It's a thriving colony. You're absolutely right. I got afraid at one point because I thought I only had dirt blocking the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I bricked it all up. I used cobble and I bricked it all up.
Concerned they were going to get out.
Yeah. It's right here. And I was like, no, the ants are going to take over my base.
Yeah, I find it interesting how everybody does this a little differently.
Oh, that's yeah.
This is your 5x multiplier.
It sure is.
Yeah. Oh, there's your other power source. Yes.
You found it.
The reactor. Well, you got the heated one, but I imagine this.
Bug as a bug. Oh, I'm running out of uranite.
Yeah, I figured this guy was probably yeah, he looks like he's the primary contributor of your power. It's interesting. I can tell you, if you decide you want to make a fusion reactor from mechanism, something that I discovered quite by accident after the latest update in mechanism, you need to keep that thing chunk loaded.
Yeah. Okay.
If it unloads and puts itself back together, it will not restart. And so you will have to come up with the 500 million FE laser blast to restart the thing constantly. Now, granted, that wasn't all that painful for me since, I've got that big, huge battery bank.
Yeah.
But if I was just starting out with that would have been like huge. I would have been without power and access to my whole system and everything else. I would have been in real trouble at that point. There would have been no way to restart everything. I'd have had to come up with another way to get power in order to generate all the power necessary to restart my fusion reactor.
Yeah.
That would have been would not have been pleasant. Killing yourself some foxes.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask you, right? So you know we have the illusion trapdoors, right? You could replace these framed glass with like a glass slab or something down here, just so you could collect those experience balls that are coming out of that. All you need is a half a slab in there to keep those guys from coming out, but then you would get the experience balls out of that. I think that's your only kill chamber that is not using a crusher. Oh, that would be a problem. Forgot about the fact that you got that switch there.
I'm breaking all kinds of stuff.
Maybe it's just, well, there are, you know, glass slabs. You could just throw glass slabs on the top. There you go. And just close up that hole you got there. You know, at least that way you would get the experience balls as they come down out of there.
Nah.
It's not like it's a real big thing because it's not like you actually need the experience because, you know, it was one of those, I have to have experience. So I would say go to the Wellness and Success Center.
You got it.
So. Yeah, I figure I got a few more crazy contraptions and some. We still have to put in the rail system from Wellness and Success to the rail center. So there's still things to be done. There are definitely still things to be done. Yeah, because we need to get our rail line in over here. But that still looks so good.
I forgot we worked on the dang bridges. Wow,
Yes.
look at that, man.
Don't they look good?
That looks amazing.
Oh, freaking. I was playing around with them. There. I should get them back in sync. So this was one of the problems that we were talking about earlier this evening with regards to trying to control all 4 doors from one button. That desync right there. But it still looks good. You can see the bridges over there too, as well as the piers. Just looks. Oh, that's a neat effect. I didn't even notice that one. Did you see that?
No.
If you stand down here at the end.
The glow? I see it.
Yeah. That's the
Has a
inner.
circle in there. Look at that.
Yep.
And it matches the kind of door wave as well.
So that's the floor separator, right? So you're actually looking all the way through up into the to the top section and then out the other side.
That's amazing.
That's a really cool effect. I didn't even notice that until I was looking at it from the side. Yeah, so you're actually seeing right up through that hole right here. So you're looking all the way out through here from that spot. It's like almost a perfect shot right through there. You see that? That's cool. I think that's the only place you actually get that view too. Yeah, that's the only place that's far enough away. Oh, you're over here messing with buttons. Yeah, see now I want to go see if there's any other places where we can see that same effect. I don't. I guess you could get it from here, but you have to come way far back. And then there you can see it. It comes back out again. It's fantastic. Yeah, you have to really come back out here. Wow. Should we come through here and, do some lawn mowing?
I don't know. It depends on what we want to do with it.
I don't know. I guess it's fine for right now.
Put that dock at the end there.
Yes. This dock works out really well.
My goodness, what do we have here? Would you look at that, Maureen?
Oh, look at that. You found yourself a goodie out here. Yeah, you can get that same glow from here too. This is neat.
Hey, if I throw this through the crusher, do I get my Neptune back?
What's this? The chest?
No, the boots.
The boots? I believe the boots actually go through the crusher just fine. Yes.
Good. I'm at the right place then. I'm at the right place.
So if we look up at Neptunian, there's the boots. So yes, they go through.
I'm saying it in.
They go through the recycler. Still love the way this room looks. I mean, we could turn on the light. I don't actually like having my night vision on in this room. It ruins the ambiance. I was gonna ask you, were you using this thing last? Because somebody has left themselves a book and some iron ingots in the.
Yeah, I used it last. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Is that 3, 4?
That was 4.
All 4?
All 4.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. I can finally make the Neptunian fishing rod.
Ha. Yeah, I got mine from fishing.
Kind of roll my helmet back.
But this works. This works well. Oh, look. Fishing rod, anyone? Oh, the fishing rod has pilfering on it.
Oh, boy. I fished up an enchantment book. Sharpness 3 and Vorpal 2. Very nice.
Nice. Here, I'll just leave you with this.
Yeah, might as well.
Yep. So with that, we're going to end our community night. We look forward to seeing everybody here tomorrow for Saturday morning coffee. We'll do some more building. We'll do some playing around. We'll poke fun at Soda if he shows up. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, I see that.